Good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World. Politicians will be back to business as usual as Parliament has resumed new session on Friday. Next week, House of Representatives will consider 3 executive orders for 5 consecutive days starting from Wednesday. And what will be the implication on politics and Thai society in the age of COVID-19? Thai PBS World Tonight คุณเทพชัยยอง and we talk to Dr. Jade Thonavanik.
Many people were asking me, do you think COVID-19 has saved the government? Okay.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah. So I said that blessing in disguise. That's right. So I was saying that it's sad and it's bad to think that way because you see many people died and the economy around the world has been hurt very badly. Lots of people who were wealthy turned out to be a little bit poor or poorer
overnight.
Yeah. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I think the lucky part of the government is that we have a very strong public health system in this country. Doctors, nurses, and all medical practitioners, because of the merciful as well as the kindness of Thai people to help each other in times of crisis.
Another platform for this new round of confrontation to take place will come next week, right? In the form of the parliamentary session on the 3 royal decrees. So
that's right.
How do you expect the House session this time to sort of open up, another round of confrontation?
Yeah. At this 6-year anniversary, talking about, let's say, public health, there has been no reform to public health. And why we need reform? Because the strength of public health system is already here. Okay? The government is very lucky. Okay? But look at other parts of the country. Okay? For example, we were discussing about political reforms. Next week, as you mentioned, we will see whether or not there has been from the 22nd of May last 6 years all the way to now, whether or not there has been any political reform.
Okay.
The day prior to 22nd of May, what happened in Parliament, and how they quarrel, how they argue in Parliament, you will see next week.
Still the same issue.
Still the same. And the way in which people outside the Parliament are viewing people inside the Parliament are not different at all. They are still saying politicians. Everybody turned their face away from these people. But we were saying, and more to that, the NCPO promised 22nd May of last 6 years that there would be reform prior to the election. This has been a year and several months from the election. What sort of reform that we see? We don't see anything.
But any hope do you expect to see from the Parliament resuming sessions, or things would be the same? In terms of content, what do you expect to see opposition camps scrutinize the government? Will it come out having fruitful outcome or productive outcome?
I don't think so. And I was even thinking that if the opposition will be hitting on a wrong target, for example, if the opposition tries to attack the emergency declaration, the emergency announcement.
I'm sure they will. They will. I'm sure they will.
That's right. Under the royal ordinance on emergency situation, this emergency situation has been declared due to crisis, due to pandemic, due to outbreak of the COVID-19. So if the opposition is attacking on this point, then it's nonsense. Because everybody has been hurt. Okay, no point of raising this issue. But if they are taking this chance to scrutinize, let's say for example, the 1.1 million, okay, that will be on loan. Has this money been drawn out already? Had it been drawn out, how would it have been used? Had it not been drawn out, how in the future will it be used?
That's the key point.
That's the key point.
They have to
and more to that, I think I heard people like Kun Gorn were saying that we have about 3 trillion that can be taken from each ministries, and we can put this budget into utilization.
That's right.
During this time. So if we have that 3 trillion, that means another 8 trillion.
That's true. Yeah.
Should this be needed? Maybe not. So why do we need this loan, this big loan? Who's going to pay it? Many people were asking me that in this loan, what if 10% has been taken away? 1 trillion.
Wow,
That's a
lot.
Yeah.
100,000 people can share 1 trillion into 1 million each. But if this is shared among 100, or this is shared among tens, how much will they gain? So if the opposition is attacking on this point, then that will work. And that will help the country.
Judging from what you just said, I mean, it looks like the parliamentary session next week will be more of the same, like a more a political showmanship.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, but what about the other aspects of the political situation that the government might be facing? As we mentioned earlier, that prior to the pandemic, right?
Yes.
There was a lot of tension in the aftermath of the dissolution of the Future Forward Party. People were eager to go out on the streets and to protest. So that kind of atmosphere, do you think it will return again in the aftermath of when things begin to die down as far as the pandemic is concerned?
I think the new Future Forward, I think they call themselves the Progressive Party and the
ก้าวไกล
Progressive movement
and the Progressive Movement and some
ก้าวไกล Party
Forward Party. If they choose to follow the same footsteps of the Future Forward Party, I think their movement will not be strong. But if they choose to take a new way, especially being able to scrutinize and point out what happened during the COVID-19, what has been missing. So if the new Future Forward make this point and tell if they were the government, what would they be doing? And in the future, what will they do as parliamentarians in order to help ease this tension and bring development to the situation?
So you see that they really have to focus on COVID-19, not to bring out those same old issue of military spending, reforming military. They shouldn't try to focus too much on the old issue that they used to focus.
Well, we are talking about new normal. In this time, if they go with the flow of this whatever so-called new normal, then they make a change that in the wake of this new normal, the advent of new things will have to come. And these are what we are going to propose as the opposition. Whether or not the government is going to do it, we don't care. But we are going to push this forward as parliamentarians.
Starting from next Wednesday, we will see the debate in the parliament in this new parliament session.